What is up, guys? It is the Muddy Puddle Squad here. Welcome back to a brand new video. So recently I got a comment from one of my subscribers asking me to do a video on which Supercentenarian men I think will be validated in the future. And I'm happy to do it. So let's get started into the video. Let's start with our oldest claimant, who is somewhat plausible, Mr. Jose Flores. You've seen me make videos about him before. Claimed birth of July 11th, 1907. So strangely, he actually does have documentation, partial documentation, but we have not proved that this documentation actually belongs to him. Strangely, there is an absence of documentation for his son, leading me to think that there's probably an identity switch. But that has not been confirmed, so don't go pass it off as fact, because that's just my theory. It's just really weird. I mean, there's no documentation for his son. Do I think he will be validated? I will say very small chance, like 10%. I will say 10%. Next case, Elias Chavez Alvarez. Now, there is some skeptical or doubtful information that has come forward with the age of Mr. Alvarez, but there's been nothing so far to debunk his case. So do I think that he will become validated in the future? I am going to be honest and say I really don't know. But I think that there's a low chance. I would say like 20 to 30% chance. Our next longevity claimant, an unvalidated supercentenarian, Santos Cruz Flores. Now, what's interesting, if you guys haven't seen my previous videos, age records have been located for Santos Cruz Flores, born in Nuevo Leon, Mexico, November 1st, 1909, which matches his claimed birthplace and birth date. Although the birthplace and birth year match Cruz Flores' records, it would be impossible to know whether it is the same Santos Cruz Flores who is alive today without knowing more information about his family. So basically, he's in the opposite situation as Jose Flores, because we're not sure if it's the actual same Santos Cruz Flores. However, I kind of do have, I'm a bit inclined to believe that it is him, because how many Santos Cruz Floreses were born in Nuevo Leon, Mexico on November 1st, 1909? I don't think there was that many. We still have to rule out an identity switch, though. If we are able to prove that those documents do belong to him, we still have to rule out a possible identity switch. I would say 50% chance that he'll become validated. Alvaro Jose de Souza claims birth of February 14th, 1910. So now here's the interesting thing about him. To my knowledge, I don't know if he has any documentation. I don't know what he has to prove his age. But a lot of the admins and professional researchers on the gerontology sites say that his age is likely to be true. So I'm going to go with what the pros say, and I will say 80% chance that he'll become validated, just because I'm going with what the pros say. I mean, that's a good sign. They don't just say that about anybody, right? The next one is Otilio Dominguez Santos, claims birth of 15 June 1910. So Otilio is actually validated by an independent research group. I'm not allowed to reveal the name of it, but is not associated with any of the mainstream ones. That's why he is not recognized on this site. But I would say that there's a 99% chance that he will become validated in the future. The next one is Anonymous of Honduras, claims birth of 13 July 1910. So this case, I'm going to have to say, now, I don't like to say that any case is 100% fake unless it's obvious, like Li Ching-wen or Bilafunda, the guy who claimed to be over 1,000 years old. Those are obviously fake cases. This one, however, I am very skeptical of. I don't think that this is a true case. I would say less than 1% chance of him becoming validated, considering he is 113 years old, and from the videos in the reference, he is still able to do farm work. Less than 1% chance, but I mean, we gotta investigate, right? Sorry, I almost choked there. The next one is Silvino Jesus de Oliveira, claims birth of July 1910. Now, interesting enough, he is still in good health, but he does not, as you can see, he does not have the appearance of a 113-year-old man. He looks more like he's 90 to me. Again, I would say I'm skeptical, but we can't exactly say that his case is fake unless we have concrete proof that it is fake. I would say less than 5% chance of him becoming validated. I mean, he does not look like a supercentenarian, but looks can be deceiving. See, we have to add information from both sides of the table. We can't just say, oh, he doesn't look like a supercentenarian. He's fake. No, we have to look at information from both sides of the table. I mean, if he looked like he was 20 years old, okay, then I would say, yeah, he's obviously a fake case. But this guy could, there are 113-year-olds that look younger than this man. Next case, similar to Silvino Jesus de Oliveira, Pedro Antonio Rodriguez claims birth of December 12th, 1910. In the same boat as Mr. Oliveira, I would say less than 5% chance. Again, he does not look like a supercentenarian, and considering the fact that he can still walk and do yard work is very doubtful to me. Although it's not as doubtful as the anonymous man of Honduras, his case is still pretty doubtful. I would say, again, less than 5% chance. Next, we come to Francis Zuane, claims birth of January 1st, 1911, from Lebanon. Now, an interesting thing about Francis Zuane is he is actually an in-law of Ray Comfort. So that's a pretty cool fact. He actually, so I personally have never seen any documentation myself, but he's actually fully documented. So I would say 80% chance of him becoming validated. Let's go back. I just want to say one last thing. I pointed this out before, but I'm just going to point it out again. Notice his birthday of January 1st, 1911. That's a little bit suspicious to me, not only because it's on January 1st, but if you write out his birthday in like numerical form, it actually comes out to 1/1/11 or 01/01/11, which is very strange. That's just a very unusual birthday. I mean, obviously there were people born on that day. It's just weird. I think we need to investigate this case further. Again, 80% chance. Sebastian Catalan. This is another one of these cases. He claims birth of January 20th or 21st, 1911. But the strange thing is about this case is that a lot of the professionals say he's doubtful for some reason. Again, have never seen any documentation from this man myself, so I can't say one way or the other. But I would say if they're saying he's doubtful, I would say less than 5% chance. I think I'm going to change that to maybe between 10 and 20%, because some cases that are considered doubtful and skeptical do end up becoming validated. But I would say those are very rare. I would say probably 10%. I think I'm going to go with 10% chance of him being validated at this point. Now we got a blank screen because there we go. My computer finally loaded. I can only clap with one hand. But anyway, the next case, Abilio Borges Moreira. He is actually fully documented as well. Claims birth of September 9th, 1911. I would say a 95% chance. You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit here. I'm gonna say a 98% chance he'll become validated. And the same thing for our last plausible case from 1911, who is Josias de Oliveira. Claims birth of 21st October 1911. Also fully documented. I would say that his chances, again, about 98% chance that he'll become validated. So some of these men have really, really high chances. Some of them have really, really low chances. But that's not to say that all of them won't. That's not to say that all of them will become validated, I guess you could say. I think it's possible that every single one of these men, except for the anonymous man of Honduras, that is just, I'm too skeptical of that one. But I do think that it is possible all of them, except for anonymous man from Honduras, will become validated in the future. Although, again, like I said, some of them have a very high chance, like Mr. Oliveira here has like a 98% chance. And other cases, like Mr. Jose Flores have probably 10%, 5%, very low chances. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking out this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I hope to see all of you guys in my next video. If you guys have any suggestions, please be sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I will try to make a video about it. Later.